Good afternoon, traders. It's noon, November the 9th, 2010. Taking lunch right now. I just want to get you guys a video of what's happening in the markets. The Hang Seng actually finished down about 253 points, which was 1%, a modest decline. And the FTSE actually finished up 25 points today, about 0.4%. But you have to remember that they had some news coming out of the European Union. So the gold is what I'm going to start out with talking about first. I told you guys in yesterday's video that 1400 would be broken and my target was 1420. We now hit 1420 and we're trading at it right now. The reason is because when the Chinese markets opened on Monday, they firmed up the price in buying, and that's what caused gold to increase. Now our next level will be 1432. It's had an amazing move over the last few days, actually the last 5 days, pretty much one trading week. But I'm still not bearish on this. It does look like it's a little exhausted. Maybe some people are going to take some profits, but there's no sign that we need to get bearish right now. If you're trading this gold futures contract or the GLD, just make sure you have your stops in play and you'll be well off. And you'll be able to catch the whole move, maybe a trailing stop or something. Now we're going to look at the E-mini futures, the S&P 500. And we're actually slipping down a little bit. We're about down 0.2%, 2.5 points, nothing major. There's some decent trading going on. Whenever you see anything more than a 10-point range, then you could definitely catch some good scalps out of the market, and days like this are really what defines a trader. Jumping off topic a little bit right now, I just want to show you LVS. I'm actually in this position right now. I'm long from 45, just 500 shares. And I'm going to see if we could get a little bounce in the minis right here. I'm looking for about 15 cents on this position, but I have to see how we approach this 50 period moving average on the 1 minute time frame. The reason I use a 50 is because that's what most traders watch. Now if we get over this previous high we made, we could get going here, and I'll look to get my 15 cents out. Actually, I'm getting closer to it. I have an order to sell at 60. Anyways, let me just explain this real quick why I took this trade, okay? So we came down and we made this lower high and we try to base out, and if you guys watch my videos, you know that what my trading style is. We put in the low and now we start being very precise about where we either look to get long or short. If we would have broke below this low right here, pulled back, and then made a new low, this is where I would be getting short right here. That's not what happened. What happened was we made the low. Remember guys, as long as we hold above the previous low, we look to allocate capital into this. So then we came up, we pulled back. This is where my entry was, 45, because it was a confirmed another higher low off of this previous base. Then if we break above that high, even better, 60 will be hit. Now I'm going to switch back to crude oil, and sorry I got a little off topic there. Looking at crude, my target, as you guys know, is 90 on crude, and we most likely are going to hit that in the next few days. As long as we hold above this 86.59 level, 90 is going to be right around the corner. We're hitting 2-year highs right now, and if you just look right here, 2 weeks ago on that Sunday, we hit a low of about 80.50, give or take. Now we're at 87. We hit a high of 87.60 today. So we had a 7-point move in 2 weeks. That's pretty drastic, and partially it's because the market went up, but it's a lot of other things, including the dollar value. Now I'm going to show you what I think could happen today. Alright, so 86.90, of course, is a short-term level. We've traded off it, as you can see right here, and it's caused us to go up. If we could consolidate and hold above 86.90, we could probably break out, and this 50 would turn up. If we get below it, look, like I said, 86.59 is the level that you guys need to mark on your charts. We need to hold above that to get our move back up. And we're going to be trading stocks in the OIH if that does occur. As you can see, the OIH has had a pretty massive move lately. Switch to a 1 hour time frame. And just going up like everything else. RIG has been a beast in this market. I actually traded RIG this morning on that first initial pop, and looks good. So OIH above 128.09 is a buy. Alright, this is the chart of RIG, and this is where we opened right here. So we opened at 68, it looks like 68.78. We pulled back just a little bit to about 68.65, and then we went back up. I got long right here at 68.89. So that was right here. It was over the first 1 minute candle, 68.89. And I only took 20 cents off of it, but it ran all the way up to about 49. So that's 50-cent move in 1 minute. And on the open, guys, you really need to study this strategy because you can make your day pretty much in 1 minute. It's a lot more risky. There are bigger spreads, but if you're have a strong bias, I usually watch about 4 stocks on the open, and whatever one on the second minute gives me the best setup, that's where I get long, and the spread will be filled. You can get your orders out there because what happens is people have buy stops that get gunned right on the open. Next thing I'm going to look at is the dollar, and right now the dollar sold off this morning, and we're trading at 77.33. We're holding above the 77.30, which was yesterday's high. If we continue to consolidate up here, we could potentially get back up to the high we put in around 4 a.m. this morning at 77.51, and then get back up to 77.58, of course. Now, for the markets to get a little bounce here, what we're going to need to take place is to break this 77.30 and head back down towards this 77.16 level. Now I'm looking at the US dollar on a daily time frame, and I must say for the first time in a while, the dollar has a little bit of strength showing. And as you can see, look at the unbalanced volume. Looks like there's some good clean green volume coming into here, which is a plus. We just got a buy signal on my PPS indicator, which I don't take completely. That's not the number one thing. I put everything together, and that's how I get my calls. Then we have an ascending 5-day moving average, and we're trying to break out of the 21. If we could get some buying and get over the 78 and then break these previous 2 highs that we made back here in October, I think we could potentially move back up to the 50-day moving average at 79.17. So we're just going to keep the dollar on our radar right here. And my call for the dollar is I am short-term bullish. With a hold above 77.04, let's look to get long and head back up to 77.84. So the VIX got a 2-to-1 reverse stock split today, and it brought it up to 44.60. That's where it's trading currently. About 5 million shares on the day. So we'll see what happens with that. The reason they did that, I suppose, because it was so low. It was really hard to keep the options very liquid on it because the price was low, and lower price stocks, it's usually what happens. Quick update on my LVS. They took me out at 60. I could have made more money, but I'm happy with that trade. Show you where it ran up to. Right now it's at 64. Remember, they took me out at 60. I told you guys exactly that I'd like to see what it did when it approached the 50. Well, they rammed it right through it. That's how serious this 50 period moving average is. Even on a 1 minute time frame, 3 minute, 5 minute, doesn't matter what it is, people are watching it. And also the algorithms have these moving averages programmed into them, so keep an eye on that. And now what you see with LVS is a short-term uptrend. You see this higher low, which we made right here where I got long, and then now you see another higher low, and now we just broke out and made a higher high. So the trend is short-term bullish, and we could potentially get back up to 52.76. Now for the day, I'm definitely bearish on LVS. That 55 level, which I had been calling, was hit, and there were plenty of supply sellers up there. So this thing could hit 49 probably in the next week, especially if the market starts declining. Now MGM is a different story. And also Harrah's, I don't know if I told you guys, but they filed for an IPO. Now look at this right here, LVS. It did break out of a downtrend. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but I'm still bullish on this. And I might take another long on it. Let me switch to MGM because I think MGM's going to 17. It has had a major move. We do need to hold this level at 13.12 for a short-term long. I might actually even take a long right here on MGM. Excuse me, guys. Let me zoom in for you. I might just scale into it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till it hits this 13.12, and I'm going to see how it trades off of it. If it bounces off of it, then I'm going to take a long. If you guys didn't get the news, ABK filed for bankruptcy last night after the close. That's what this huge decline was. Yes, I traded Monsanto this morning, and I'm going to show you the reason. You see this little pop in Monsanto right here? Well, this was a level where it popped at this 61.50, and it's surprising that they came out with the news right when we were at that level. I don't know if that was how they wanted it or that's just where it happened to come out, but it was a coincidence. Anyways, they rocketed this thing up, and for the remainder of the day, it was bought on dips. Now, there wasn't a big range, only about a 40-cent range in this, but you would have been profitable buying on dips and just holding for a swing trade. I'm going to show you the daily chart on this also because I'm very bullish on Monsanto, and that news that just came out is even better. So today we consolidated, and my alert was above the high of the day. The first high that we make in the morning, you see this level right here, 63.06. I had a buy over 63.06. When we broke it right here, this is where I got long at 63.10, and the exact I sold it at 63.48, which was crazy because it ran all the way up to 63.99, and I didn't call it a little short scalp here, but right now very bullish on Monsanto. Let me switch to the daily time frame. Beautiful chart right here, and we broke above this previous high. We're holding above it still. We're above the 200-day moving average, and we have an ascending 5-day moving average. We also have a nice ascending on balance volume. That indicator looking very bullish. So right now, I mean, we're still holding that uptrend. Beautiful, the lower, higher low, and now we have a higher high. Watch this, guys. Calls are very active on it. Monsanto could definitely get up to 70 in the next 2 weeks. I know that's saying a lot, but I'm actually currently long calls on it. And the only thing that would take me out of this trade is if we held below this 200-day moving average. And I'll keep you guys up to date on that. Before I go, I'm going to let you know what's going on with earnings. Dean Foods reported this morning, missed on earnings, sold off. Looks like Jazo reported before the open. It looks like they were up in pre-market and then they sold off, and now they're hanging around 9.50. VOD reports after the close, and as you can see, some people made some money in pre-market, and now we're just trading flat. DPTR, which I am long, only 500 shares just to be in it. They reported this morning, and they swing to a profit versus a year ago, so I'm going to hold this thing, and I actually just got long it a few minutes ago before I started the video. So I'm long from 500 shares. If it gets back up to 95, I'm going to sell it just for a short-term trade. Tyco reported and they ran up in pre-market. Now we're flat. COV beat earnings. They ran up this morning. Now we're sideways like everything else.